everyone! In this video we're going to be decorating the second duplex in this lot here in Ciudad Enamorada. I think this is the Villa Cálida lot, the one with the vacation rental. But anyway, I have been building this, well, I built this apartment complex a while ago actually, and I think it was back when this first came out, Lovestruck came out, and I decided that I would have basically the same layout and the same kitchen fixtures and everything in all of these apartments. Sometimes I might change the swatch on, say, the counters and stuff, and the upper cabinets. I didn't include upper cabinets, so these duplexes are probably going to all have different storage options in the kitchen, but mostly they're the same. The bathrooms have all the same fixtures, and I just had a lot of fun with these because they feel very relatable to me. These are inspired actually by some duplex buildings in San Miguel de Allende, and I visited San Miguel de Allende a few times, so this really feels very realistic to me. So I really wanted to have this be a small apartment for a family, and I was thinking that this was 4 Sims, 2 parents and 2 teenagers. So the teenagers are actually going to be sharing a bedroom, and I just really liked how that bedroom turned out. It's my favorite room in the house, and I really wanted to make sure that it was big enough for the family, but also I really wanted it to feel a bit small. So I decided to go with a smaller kitchen table, and also the living room feels very, very cozy. And I also made sure to include several things that were very Mexican to me. So the flower vase in the kitchen, the papel picado that I have hung up on the walls, and this Katrina doll. I really wanted to include many of these things since it's the kind of thing that I just really love that kind of way of decorating a house. I've been to houses that are like very, very Mexican. They have stairs with tiles like the ones from the base game or from this pack, and I think that it is just so beautiful. And it makes me very happy. So that's what I decided to do here. I also wanted to include some more storage, so I am using this shelf, and I added some books so that it's functional as a bookshelf as well. And I also included a few little trinkets. So I decided to have some cat treats and the skyline from Growing Together. I think that looks very realistic as a souvenir. And I also included this, I think it's an armadillo, it's from Strangerville, and it really reminds me of Alebrijes, so I really wanted to have one of those. And I also included some hanging plants here and there, because that's also something that I associate with Mexico. I think my mom took macrame classes when she was like in high school or middle school, so it just makes me think of home. And I also decided to have a marriage certificate. I thought about adding that plaque with the numbers. It's really cute, and I don't think it would be too weird to have one of those if instead of having numbers it had text. It's very common to see those with text, so they will say things like grandma's house and that kind of thing. So I would have included it if I had found something similar to what I was looking for. And I also decided to include another painting in the kitchen. My grandmother has a painting that is pretty much that painting. It's exactly the same. So even if it is a very expensive painting and I really wanted this space to look pretty normal. I didn't want it to look expensive at all. I decided that it was worth it just for the realism. And I don't know a lot of people who have actual paintings in their house, so it's not like it would be ridiculously expensive to have a painting, so I decided to include that. And I also added these very cute little decorations here in this main bedroom. I wanted to have these bedside tables have things that I thought people would have here. So that lamp seemed like an obvious choice, and also the little owl statues remind me of my grandparents' house. My grandfather really loved owls, so they have many, many owls because everybody used to give him owls as gifts, so there's like tiny owl statues and owl paintings and owl everything in there. I also decided to have a functional dresser because I was using these cabinets that are just for decoration, and they don't look like an actual closet, and I love that about them, but I actually wanted to have that functionality, and that's why I also included a mirror. Although I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping this mirror and the one that I had like right outside of this bedroom in the hallway. I might actually swap it out for the wall decoration that has some keys or something like that. That seems to me like it would make sense. But yeah, I just added some clutter on top of that dresser. I wanted to include one of these baskets from Jungle Adventure, and I decided to have some combs and stuff in there, so that it looked like it served a purpose and it wasn't just decorative. But this is going to be the teenager's bedroom. I am using bunk beds, and I think I don't actually include a rug in here. I have had rugs in my bedroom, but I haven't used one in forever. So yeah, it didn't seem like it was an obligation to include it in here, though I normally do because I think it looks nice. But yeah, my house has only like one rug, I think, so it seemed like a pretty normal thing to do for me. So I decided to include these, to have these be sort of like that rebellious teenager stereotype. I really wanted them to be into music, so they have like music posters, and they have guitars and amplifiers and stuff. I also really love using these this signage from the base game. I know that it's for like community lots and stuff, but it's just, I don't know, I just really love it in these kind of spaces. I thought it would also be funny to have an arrow pointing to the top bunk. And I really like this bedroom. I almost never do bedrooms that are this cramped, and they are going to be sharing a dresser as well as a desk. This isn't actually a desk, it's a table so that I could have two chairs in it, and one of them has this small tablet thing, and the other one would be space for homework or something like that. And I just really loved how realistic this also felt to me. I included two backpacks because that made sense to me, and a lot more of these posters. These are from Snow Escape and from Lovestruck, and I don't know, I just think that this bedroom is very charming. I'm very, very excited for the other duplexes because they are all, I have them all planned out. I'm going to have some be for like teachers and another artist because I already did one for an artist, but that was like for a very romantic artist, so somebody who paints like flirty paintings all the time. So it has that very like Casanova vibe. So I'm going to have one that is going to be very different to that, because I was thinking about having an apartment for a mural artist with a child, so that's going to be a completely different vibe. And yeah, I just really love that I am able to actually relate to these buildings as if I have seen them or as if I have lived in them. So I just think it's the coolest. I never had that with The Sims. Like, I thought I had it, but when Lovestruck came out and all of these, or well, actually when I first got Jungle Adventure, I got it for free back when it was part of a bundle, a free bundle or something, and it just makes me so happy to be able to actually see some of these items and think, I have seen that, or I have that in my house, or, you know, it just makes me very happy. But anyway, we are now working on the bathroom. I decided to have a custom walk-in shower using the new shower from Lovestruck, and I also included laundry in there, so I needed to have space for a hamper. And it was going to be getting very cramped in here because I was thinking that this family had a cat, and I needed a kitty litter box, but I also really wanted laundry, so I ended up having the hamper in the teenager's bedroom, and then I tried to include that litter box in here, but it just looked a bit ridiculous, especially because of that cabinet. It looked like so out of place, and I actually ended up remembering that outside there's like a little nook next to the stairs, and so I decided to have the litter box in there. But first I added a rug, and then I remembered that I also wanted to have a small like entry mat, so I have this one from For Rent, and that's when I saw that little nook, so I decided to have that litter box outside, and I made it be that covered litter box, because it made sense to me that if it was going to be outside, that it would have some protection from the elements. And then we're going to be moving upstairs to the terrace. I really love that about this apartment complex. It has a terrace in every one of these buildings, and they have this very beautiful pergola from the base game. It was on I think it was supposed to be a Hispanic update, so I almost never use it because I forget that pergolas exist and they sometimes feel like they block too much of the houses when I'm playing. But here I thought that it was perfect because it was the terrace, so you are not going to be seeing it all the time, only when you're upstairs in the terrace. So I don't actually include a lot of furniture up here. I just wanted to have a cards table, a picnic table, a bar and a grill, and just like some other decorative stuff. I also really wanted the park to have a backsplash, it just felt cool to me. I thought about having actual counters in here, but I didn't want Sims to go upstairs to like make a salad or anything, although I could have and should have added up a trash can. I probably will add one right next to the to that half wall, because behind this like half wall area there's the water tower, because that felt like also very realistic to me. We often have water towers in every single house, and if you're in a nicer area, that water tower is going to be covered by a small half wall or something. So it will still be accessible, but it won't be super obvious from a distance. So I thought that was the most realistic and most aesthetic thing to do. And I also remembered that I wanted to have the fire alarm in there. It also made sense to have it kind of hidden but also accessible. I think that it looks realistic, and I also included the romance blanket and this small table next to the grill, just so that you could have some picnic stuff up here. It feels like a perfect space for a party. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next duplexes in this series. I am very excited about them. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.